All right, well, welcome everyone back to the Power Half Hour. And today we have someone that I literally talk to every day at 5 a.m. And it's been a couple of years that we've been doing this. Mr. Douglas Lee from LA, Compass Realty. Doug, welcome.
Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And we'll just get right into it, Doug. You have an amazing story. I've known you for a long, long time through the Mike Ferry system. We've seen each other only a few times actually in those events, but we've connected virtually, and now we're on a virtual call every single day. But tell us a little bit about who you are, where you come from.
Yeah, sure. No worries. So my name is Doug Lee. I'm a real estate agent here in Pasadena, from Los Angeles. Pasadena, for those that don't know, is about 10 minutes north of downtown. We cover all territories. I specialize a lot in probate, Los Angeles, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside. My story, really quick, my father passed away in 98. And then that led to, I kind of got laid off from a number of jobs, four to six to be. I started out going to school on the East Coast, Carnegie Mellon. Then I started working out in investment banking with Credit Suisse, got laid off there.
Wow.
Well, actually, I got laid off first from the dot com. And then after that, then I got laid off from Credit Suisse. And then I went to the Bay Area for a big development company that had a big fund. I got laid off there.
Wow.
And then I worked at Union Bank as a contractor. Then I got laid off there. And
Wow.
then I came down to do investment sales, commercial real estate down here in LA and Encino. And then had a good first year. Then I went 20 months without a paycheck. And then I got laid off there, and I wasn't even getting paid. And then after
Wow.
that, then I kind of toiled in a bunch of low-paying jobs, just living at home trying to make 2,500 a month until
Mm,
I finally decided that I needed to do that residential real estate would be my last foray, and met the right guy, did what Tony
mm.
Robbins said. I modeled him, and then I started getting results. First year, runner up for rookie of the year.
Nice.
Second year, 110. Third year, 120. And then I started getting involved in Mike Ferry, met you, and then, the rest is history.
Wow. So, a tough road, really, being laid off 6 times before you started
Yeah.
working for yourself.
Yeah.
And so I want to, because I wanted to hear your story of resilience, which you share almost every single morning.
Yeah.
During those 6 layoffs,
Yeah.
what was going through your mind?
Ooh, I realize now looking back, I mean, the hardest thing is to take 100% responsibility for your life, is that I'm going to be the first to tell you, I'm a professional victim. I'm a professional victim. Like, it's always like, fuck this guy, I got fucked and this is bullshit. I am a
Sounds
professional
familiar.
victim. I
Yeah.
am I am NBA worthy, right? Number one draft pick. And it's really hard like to take 100% responsibility in my marriage and for my health and for that. And I'm still struggling with it, but at least I'm kind of not giving all my power away and doing that. And I think looking back on it, I just wasn't showing up and being present and had my game face on all the time. That's really what it was. And at the end of the day, I realized through a lot of leadership trainings is that I had a lot of fear. I did, and that really came from and fear is false evidence appearing real. But I found out later that I really didn't believe in myself. And when I talk about believing in yourself, it's like Derrick Rose. He had no. You could either believe in yourself where I have evidence. I've done 100 deals this year. I'm definitely a good agent. You could do that, or you could actually have zero closed deals and you can still believe it. Whatever it is, it's true. And I always, in the past, veered that I needed the evidence, when instead, like a lot of times, it's just a declaration and you just will it and take action until it's true. So I found I didn't really believe in myself. So that's also been another thing that's created a lot of it. But I can tell you
Mm,
that in all of these times where I got laid off and I just kind of felt like I was keeping on getting my ass handed to me and the travails, and Oh man, I swear. It was just like, I don't know if you've ever played Mike Tyson's Punch Out, where if you're Mac and you get knocked down to the ground, you're like, AB, 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 AB. I swear in my mind, I felt like I was like Mac. I'm like, get up, man. And you see Mac like, oh, come on, get up, get up, get up. And I mean, I got to a point where I was really just, it really culminated where I had so much self doubt in my mind, and there was so much evidence to prove that I was a
Mm,
loser that it was overwhelming. And it got to a point where I really distilled it to the one simple thought, which is just get up just one more time, get punched down 100 times, get up 101 times, and you win. And it wasn't even about like succeeding; it was just about just getting back on my feet.
mm-hmm.
And that's really what it was about. And I really love that Rocky quote. Like, it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And it's so true. And
Mm-hmm.
that is life. And that really what kept me in the game. And then obviously the key thing is to find people like you. The shortcut, everybody, is you want to find someone that's getting results and doing what you're doing. So someone like a John, Mr. I call him Mr. Accountability. Every morning on Facebook, here's a photo. 4:59, 4:58, him at the barbells. There's no check in. No, he's there. You see the photo. I'm like, damn, this guy's on. So, but I think what it got to a point where when I was at 2,500 bucks and living at home, 30 to 32 years old, and girls
Mm,
didn't want to date me, and I had no earnings potential. I was like, I looked like I was washed up and I had nothing going for me. I
mm,
decided that in that year that like, it was like, I think it was 2009, 2010. I said, look, I'm going to have one goal, and that's to finish the P90X program. I don't care if anything else happens, no matter what. And it just really came down to just doing that workout every day. And I didn't realize, but just doing that, when I finished the workouts, I felt good. It helped me block out all of the other negative thoughts. And when I
mm,
did that for 90 days, eventually I had something to be proud of. And
mm,
I had results to show for it too. And then pretty much from completing that program and having the results, it started to change the dynamic and the energy. Like I wasn't, it's got me out of being a victim, and it
mm.
gave me hope, and it brought me down a whole different direction. So
Wow.
that was kind
So
of
that was the
long.
switch right there.
Yeah, that's
So
that.
that's when you decided to become a victor instead of staying a victim.
Right.
And it started with the P90X program. Tony Horton, right?
That's right. Do your best, forget the
And
rest, and that's
forget the
no
rest.
no no truer words. I mean, the two things I love about that program: decide, commit, succeed. It's so true. And then just
Mm,
do your best, forget the rest. And as simple as it sounds, I know we're all grinding it out, but when it comes down to the grind, especially on it, it's like he says, keep pressing play, man. Keep pressing play. Keep pressing play. I mean, it's so simple,
yeah.
but so true.
We don't share this enough because from the outside, I think people see us as, oh, he's untouchable. He's like unbreakable.
Mhm.
And, there's a lot of mind fuck behind that because I
Yeah,
deal with it on a daily basis, right?
yeah.
And so that daily battle, tell us a little bit about that because, we've hit a certain level of success in real estate, but we still struggle with this daily battle here. How do you overcome that on a daily basis?
Well, I mean, the good thing is that when you start to see success, then it becomes a lot easier. But
Mm,
like you said, it's all mindset. And I know it's hard, but it's just having that mindset. That's why they say when they look at the schedule, the way you build confidence is when you keep the promises you make to yourself. So
ooh,
like just saying like,
yeah.
hey, I'm going to get up at 5, you really get up at 5 and you really follow through. This really makes me think a lot about, so this guy named Neil Strauss, he's a pickup artist. And I know this is an interesting example, but we always think as men, hey, if I had status, if I had good looks and money, I can get any girl I want. But funny thing is that Neil Strauss, he'd have all these pickup classes, And who was in his course? Guys that were good looking, rich, and had status. So he
Oh.
found that he found that it wasn't really so much as having those things, so much as it was doing quote unquote high status activities, which is the stuff that
Mm.
you do, John, which is staying disciplined, keeping your commitment to yourself, holding yourself
Mm.
accountable, following through, taking
Yeah.
action. Like even if you are broke and you are doing all those activities and your mindset is there, any woman or any person or client can see you're on your way. You're going to do it. You just need to
Yeah.
keep yourself out from thinking, oh, all the stuff where we start getting in the toilet. So what we do that you're on is every morning we get up at 5, we do our 5 a.m. call, motivation. I think one thing that's really helped me out is to instead of I constantly get caught up with comparing, and comparing is like they say it's a constant and never ending way to not feeling good enough. So
Yeah.
it's really important to come down to gratitude, like simple things that
Mm.
we have. You have your health, you're ambulatory, you can see here, you have a chance, it's like simple things like that. It's just so it it helps refresh that you have possibilities, right?
Yeah, and I think that I don't know myself, if I don't do my morning routine and I don't get on those calls, I'm negative more often during the day than I'm not like being positive, right? So there's some gurus out there right now on Instagram Reels or TikTok saying, you don't need all that morning routine shit. Just get up and go. Like, what do you think about that? I don't think that's true. What do you think?
Uh, you know, I I like you said, we can only say what works for us. It works
Mm-hmm.
for me. I think that the 5 a.m. crew, you guys are the ones that are getting me up. You are the ones that are help setting the bar, like they say, soar with the eagle. I mean, if you're pretty self motivated and you can do it, like by all means, like it's what works for you. But I found that it's worked for me and it's done wonders. Yeah, it's done wonders.
That's big time, man. And what I've noticed about you, Doug, I
Hmm.
mean, you were already doing very well in real estate, but the personal development, just who you've been being after you start leading the call at 5 a.m., has gotten you to another level. It's like stepping into your own leadership, and you showed up. What has that done for you as a person and for you and your business, stepping into that leadership role?
Well, I'm flattered, John, because honestly, I really look up to you. You're Mr. Accountability to me. I love it. Like you do what you say you're gonna do. You have such a big heart. Like there's so many things, but I think one thing that I noticed is I ain't gonna be. I'll be the first to tell you I'm a selfish motherfucker. I'm super inward focused, right? It's all about me, 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 and I want to
Yeah,
get paid and
yeah.
cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. But one thing that I realized, because I know that I was doing accountability where I'd be have checks written out to an agent that I don't like,
Mm.
and to make sure that it was $100 check, and I was like, I do
Yeah.
not want this guy eating a all you can eat sushi lunch um, on my dime. So so I was very motivated to make sure that I did the work. But one thing that
Right.
I found out in this whole process is that you know what, this group is the larger why. You guys are the ones that it's outside of myself. Like I show up for you guys. You guys are depending on me, and that is really so. In that sense, when that motivation is there, I don't need to worry about putting money at risk or anything. And like you said,
Mm.
it's in many respects, like you said, it's like if I see that now as I'm building my team, like if members of my team start really showing up, it really forces me like I have to show up for them. So I
Yeah.
I need that to push me forward. It's actually a gift. It's a gift.
I think it's a gift. It's a huge gift. And it really gets you up in the morning because I believe that leaders don't get to have a bad day. Leaders
Yeah,
don't get to
that's
say,
right.
hey, you know what? I'm calling in sick today. right? So I think that really gets you to another level when you step into your own leadership, and now you're building a team and whatnot. I'm so proud to see you grow, Doug, and we're just on our way. But thank you for leading all those calls. So, hey, break down a little bit about what we do from 5 to 6 a.m.
Yeah, sure, no worries. So what we do, hold on a second, let me just move here. But what we do between 5 to 6 is that when we get up at 5, the first thing is like a 15-minute motivational video. And then after that, we'll do a visualize your day. And I'm not really a visualization guy, but I've learned through this to how to visualize my day. And then
Mm-hmm.
we'll do what is my favorite part, which is gratitude, right?
Mm.
Which is like really focusing on that which I do have. And then after we do our 2 minute gratitude, then we're going to do, which is imagine a happy moment in your life. Because basically, when you think about a happy moment, it kind of spreads all those endorphins through your body. Then we do a 10-minute Wim Hof meditation breathing exercise.
Mm.
And then depending on how much time we have left, we're either going to do a 5-10 minute meditation, or we'll do a 5-10 minute ab workout, and then we close with positive affirmations. So it's a really solid hour. I've been moving a lot toward us doing the meditation, just because it'll help still your mind and kind of get you to that place. But one thing that I can say that's been the benefit for me is I was struggling on the phones for a while. And I know
Mm.
people just say, hey, if you get rejected, just shrug it off. But
Yeah.
look, it hurts when you're getting rejected by women, or it hurts when sellers are, hell, you're the 20th caller, fuck off. It
Yeah.
hurts. And I
Yeah.
try and shrug it off, but you don't realize it. But I was still carrying it with me. And what
Mm.
meditation really allowed me to do was really release and
Mm.
allow myself to come back from neutral, so that way when I was getting rejected, I wasn't charged, right?
Mm.
I had a different come from. I wasn't coming from that place. And I think that people they can feel that energy, and
Mm.
it's really helped out a lot. Well, it was a game changer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that because, guys, when you making a cold call, making a call to a past client center of influence, if you're getting rejected at a high level and that embarrassment that you feel, go and take a break if you need to and quiet your mind, because if you carry that to the next call, you can't let it go. You carry that to the next call, your outcome on the next call will likely not be as good because you're carrying it with you. That's why we do meditation. That's why we sit in silence, right? That's why we do our gratitude, to clear our mind and focus our mind on good things instead of carrying that to the next call. So I really appreciate you bringing that up. And we consistently do that throughout the day as well, not just from 5 to 6. So the 5 to 6 is what we call the power of hour, the power hour, right? The hour of power.
It's right. It's true. One thing that I wanted to share, and I hope this helps, but so I've always had this thing about what is our value, right? And there's two examples that I wanted to share with everybody. Is I want you all to know that no matter how much you're getting rejected, and your bank account, I want you to realize this, because I struggled with this, but I want you to know this. To all of you, I love you. I know we've never met, but I want you to know that your net worth is not your self worth. And here are
Mm,
two examples. Number one, a teacher takes a $20 bill, says, "Who wants it?" Everyone raises their hands. He crumbles it up. "Who wants it?" People still want it. He stomps on it on the ground. People still want it. He pours
mm,
whatever on it. People still want it. The bottom line is the situation changes, but the value's still there. Another
mm,
example is this, where they take this father gives his son this car. It's an old beat up car. He tells him to take it to three people. First person he takes it to says, "Hey, I'll give you $200 for it." And second one, they say they'll give you 2,000. The third person says, "This is a classic car. I'll give you 200,000." The whole point I'm trying to tell you is that your value, and your value is that. But you know what? When you're around someone that doesn't see your value, like, don't let them dictate what your value is. When you get in front of
Mm,
someone that appreciates you and sees your value, then your value will be evident. That's the point. And the challenge that I had was that I'd constantly be meeting people that would be telling me I wasn't this, which I call devaluation dialogue, when
right.
which in reality was not true. And it's hard to keep your mindset straight, from that. So
That is big time, man. Your self-worth is not equated to your net worth.
yeah,
And you want to work with people who value your work. Don't work with people who don't value your work. And the only way we can get around that and move to the next person is if you generate, you don't have to tolerate.
that's right.
The prop the problem with most real estate salespeople is that we don't generate enough, therefore we have to tolerate the shit that comes our way.
That's right. The P
But it
word.
is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that you've done that I think a lot of people don't know, and this was a good thing that was brought up, which is, if now that I've made the top 1.5%, like, I see it's like playing in the NBA. We see how people play the game. We see their holes in their game. And what I see is that a lot of agents out there, they're doing the traditional call their sphere, do their open house. Maybe they do mailers, you know, but not too many agents are really cold calling or door knocking. So if you're doing that, hats off to you. But I mean, the whole point of that I'm trying to say about that is that I don't think people that are getting into the business really understand how hard and how much work it really takes. It's a
Mm.
simple formula. It's a contact sport. I got that from Boiler Room, and they're right. It's a contact sport. The more you contact, the better you do. And it's all about how many people we can get in front of every day. And that's what you did. Like, you were calling for 3 or 4 or 5 years on end from 7 in the morning, and you'd go home 10, 11 at night. Family life would suffer to get the kind of volume that you need to get, so that way you can get in front of the people to get the close, to get the income that you need. And I don't think that, it's not just about just clocking in, hey, I did my 3 hours. I mean, that's a start, but, it's honestly, it's whatever it takes to get somebody in front of us, that's willing to do it. So it's a,
I always think, but what does it take to succeed, John? And I always say, it takes what it takes.
yeah, that's
And it
right.
takes as much as it takes, and it takes as long as it takes.
That's right.
It's whatever it takes and no matter what.
Yeah.
I think in today's world, people quit too easily, and 87% quit within the first 2 years. What would you give as an advice to newer agents today who are just about to quit? What would you say?
I, you know, it, what you're really working hard for is to develop the skills. And let's just put things in proper perspective, okay? Number one, the top 1% of people in the world make 32,000 US dollars a year. Most people in the
Mm,
United States make that and a multiple of that. So you're all rich, okay?
right.
We're not in some third world country where we have no clean running water. We don't have, I don't have to hop on the generator to generate power. None of that, I got to ride my bike to work. No, we got our German automobiles, whatever. Everything is there. I think one thing that's also important to recognize is that, look, working 5 days a week is a joke. I mean, back in the day, slaves worked 7 days a week. And you know what the masters did? They held your kids ransom. If you don't do that, I'm going to kill your kids. There's no excuse. There's no complaints, And a lot of things you got to be careful about is that a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this too, right? I'm guilty. I want to say I'm talking to myself, but, like, everyone wants something, but who's willing to pay the price, right? It's kind of
Mm.
like we all want to go to heaven, but no one wants to die, right? Like, who's willing to pay the price? Like, this is what it takes to get there. And like you said, it's whatever it is, and we're learning better ways to, like you say, take care of your health and to prospect better and more. But the bottom line is you got to just get in there, and no one's going to know from the beginning. And the sad fact is that it's going to constantly evolve. now with
Hmm.
ChatGPT, but it's just constantly just getting in there, learning and doing. You're going to develop skills we all have that will, even if I lost all my money, I know I have the skills that, even though I'd have the same net worth as when I was broke, but I'm a way different Doug Lee now, and those
Yeah.
skills, I can have what I have back. That's really what it is. It's not about the money and the toys. It's all a byproduct of it. And I know for you for sure, like, you're plug and play. You know, just
I
wait for it.
think Doug has you have become dangerous. You have become capable. You have become competent,
Yeah,
and you rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
yeah.
And we're both ready because we get up every single day, 4:30 in the morning. We get on that call every single day from 5 to 6, and then we end off with affirmations, and that's how we get on with our day. And then we are ready every single day. Doug, so nice to have you here. What last inspirational words can you share with the audience to have them succeed in the second half?
Just, I know it sounds simple, but just don't give up. And no matter, my heart goes out to you. I know it's tough to do your best, but just tell yourself just one more time. But the shortcut is, find someone like John and do exactly what he says, exactly the way he does it. You follow his schedule. If he's up at 5, you get up at 5. Your family livelihood depends on it, and you do exactly what they do as long. And you got to remember, if John's going to bed at and leaving for the work at 8, we're not at John's level, so we got to work until 10, 11 to kind of catch up. And we got to keep doing that. But I, it's all about massive action. But if you do that, it's hard, but you have to be patient. But the fruits will come. It's just keep your mindset straight. Don't believe the negative talk, and just keep going. And if you need money, you're in an easier time now. You don't have to apply for jobs. You can just hop on Slack or Steady. You could do Uber. You can do whatever. Just put the flames
Mm.
out, and then you can walk dogs, whatever, and then get back to focusing on real estate. So there's tons of opportunity. I know it sucks to get a second job, but at least you can, and you can do that to keep your dream alive. That's all.
Wow. Keep the dream alive, guys. Just keep punching, no matter how many times you get knocked down, just keep getting up. And Doug is truly the epitome of resilience. It's what I see from you every single day. Your story is phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing today, Doug. If people want to reach you, follow you on social media, where do we find you?
Yeah, sure. You can call me 650-279-1212. My email's Doug, Lee, at compass.com. Instagram is Douglas Lee Real Estate. And just remember this, no matter what anyone says to you, I don't give a fuck. Bottom line is this, you cannot defeat someone that never quits. Period.
Yes. Don't
All
quit,
right.
guys. I love that, Doug. Thank you so much for today, man. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Actually,
All right.
happy 4th of July. We won't see you till Monday.
The Monday. Yeah. Dude, thanks for
All
having
right.
me. Make it a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.